Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and I'm on vacation this week, the day that I'm recording this. And actually I'm going to be heading down to Wisconsin with family, and we're going to be on Saturday celebrating my father-in-law's 90th birthday, which is quite an accomplishment to say the least. So that will be pretty cool. I'll be definitely enjoying that. I also realized that I'm speaking, well, I knew this, I was speaking at Nebraska Code next week, but I'm doing a talk that I have done like 1% of the preparation for it. So when I get back, I'm going to be pretty much sequestering myself in a room until I fly out on next Tuesday, which will be an interesting experience because I have not flown on a plane since March of 2020. And, you know, it's just, how do you do it? It's going to be a whole different world flying on a plane. And, you know, I don't fly that much, but enough that you kind of get into the rhythm of what you're supposed to do. And now all that's shot. So I have to remember, what do I need, and identification, and go through TSA pre and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, it's going to be, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it, but I don't have pretty much any time before we leave tomorrow to work on it. I might do some this afternoon, but you know, I'm not bringing my laptop down. I'm going to leave it there. When we get home, I'm going to basically spend as much time as I can on it. And well, you know, I'm wondering, when do I actually speak? Let's go look at the calendar here and see. Grid. When is the Bach? Yeah, that's on, of course, Wednesday. So I've got Sunday when I get home, Monday, Tuesday until I fly down there and get into the hotel and work on stuff, and then Wednesday morning. So yeah. And then the one on Thursday is, I think, where is that? Yeah, right in the morning. Source generators, good. That's one I've been doing a lot of lately, so very little prep work will need for that. But I really want to make that big numbers talk fun and engaging and interesting. I've been thinking about it a lot. I just actually haven't got my thoughts down, and I need to do that. So I might do some work this afternoon or after I get back from, I think, a self-defense lesson tonight. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to work on something here that I might bring into Spackle. I don't know yet. It was a question I had about big integers, which, let's say you had a big integer that, and I'll just, you know, type in a big old number like this. Okay. And of course that's going to break because it's not, you know, we'll just say var v is equal to that, just so we don't have compiler errors. And let's say that you wanted to log that or present that to the screen. Well, your big integer could literally be thousands of digits long, and you may not want to take up that amount of space in a console window or whatever you're outputting it to. If it's a log file, you may want to say, you know what, I don't want to print out a thousands plus digit number out. I only want to print this out. And so my question was, could you get like a formatted version of the number, which would be sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it would go dot, 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 and then it would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, something like that. And so you get an idea as to the fact that, well, we printed out a number. Now maybe, and this is another thought I have down the line, but I got to prove out the first stuff, is that maybe what you put here, and I don't know what, you know, is in here, as you say, there's like, I don't know, 30 odd digits in between. And so you format it like this. Okay. And so you're saying is, well, we did our best, you know, or maybe you say, I want to print out, again, I'm not going to follow the number there, but you print out more digits like that. And you just basically say, well, we didn't print out the 30 in between because, or the 3,000 in between because we didn't want to log this whole number. Okay. So something like that. And I thought, is there something like this for big integers already? And I've just posted the question, and the answer's here. And an answer. Let me qualify that. First of all, I just said, is there a way to do this? And somebody said, well, there's big integer try format. You could do something like this. Okay. and printed out this really interesting example. And there's array rent and buffers and spans and all this stuff. And I thought, they even mentioned logging, doing a log 10 of the big integer. That will give you an approximation of how many numbers are in the big integer. It seems like -1. So you add 1 to it. And then that gives you how many numbers it would take. So if you said, I want to format it this way, and if you go past 50 digits, okay, so if the number is bigger than 50 digits, then I want you to do something like this, okay? And so you could take a guess and say, well, if your number is only 20 digits long, we'll just print out the whole thing. That's fine. But if it's above 50, then we'll figure out some way to say, we'll print out these digits and these digits, like the first 22 and the last 25 or whatever, and then we'll put 3 dots in the middle, whatever the math ends up being, okay? And that's what we'll print out as the output. So this is just kind of like a stream of thought by this person. It was a nice one. I mean, you can see my answer here is like, that's cool. I might throw it into Spackle, but I want to play with this a little bit first and see how do we want this to work? Because we don't want to necessarily just throw if we're too far past what the number is. We should get a guess as to what we think the number is, rent that out, return that later, and then just say, first of all, just say, is the number already smaller than what our target is? And if it is, then, say, okay, fine. Then if it is, and we just print it. If it isn't, then we're going to start to go through our logic. Okay. So I want to do this, but I want to compare it to a very simple example, which is just get the contents of the big integer, which I was just printing out here. And I confirm that, yes, you go up to a really large number, it will print the whole thing out. It doesn't do anything to stop you from doing that, which makes sense because it's just saying, hey, you wanted a 10,000 digit number. Here you go. Is to do something to say, okay, well, if it's under, like you make a 20 digit number, you want 50. Okay, we'll just print out the 20. But say you only want to print out 50 and you have a 100 digit number. So we'll do like the 3 dots in the middle and then what the average of the other two is on the other side, and we'll do the ends of that. But we're going to do a 2 string in the number, and we're just going to do like a substring of the first n characters that we need and then the last n characters that we need. And then we'll just send that out as like an interpolated string or something like that, something very inefficient and on purpose. And then compare that to something that we can potentially pull out here. And again, I'm not going to go down this road just yet. I'm just going to say the delimiter between the two is that. And then you're just going to have to calculate based on that log 10 value plus 1, what is the length of the number, because you can't just say big integer dot length or size. There is nothing like that. It doesn't tell you how many digits are in the number. So you have to kind of guesstimate with log 10. But that seems, again, for what we're going to be doing right now, that's fine. And I do want to say I've been on my vacation being very good and just having fun and not doing a whole bunch of work related stuff. Sunday, I actually did a bike ride, a 25-mile bike ride called Great Scott Bike Ride. And that was fun, though I kind of pulled my left glute a little bit, and it was somewhat painful. Like if I was standing, it was fine, but as soon as I tried to sit down, it really cramped up and it hurt. Fortunately, it just eventually worked itself out after about a day, or even when I just got home and I would massage it and work it out and stretch it, it eventually went away. So it was no big deal, but the last 5 miles were starting to get pretty painful because I don't know if it was because of hills and I pushed myself too hard or what, I don't know. But I did do a bike ride yesterday, and that was pretty much flat. There wasn't a lot of incline to it, and it was 20 miles, and that was just fine. So, and I love biking. The ride I did, both of them were fun, and the ride I did yesterday was really good. So I've been a good person on my vacation. I have my work machine over there has been shut down on purpose, and I do not open it at all. I did open it on Friday. That was the first day of my vacation because I found out I'm speaking at VS Live Orlando. So I was like, yay. And I told them, okay, I got accepted. That's all. See you later. I just posted that to a Teams group that we have, and that was it. So again, vacations to me are very important. Don't do work. This to me isn't work. This is just fun. This is interesting stuff. I like doing this stuff, and it's not work related, so cool. That's fine. But I've also been reading Stephen King's, hopefully that's right in there, 11/22/63. And I have a whole stack of books over there that I've read, a couple movies that I've watched, and I want to get back to doing my reviews and shoring that up a little bit and doing that a little bit better than I have been doing it in the past. And because I've enjoyed it, I've enjoyed doing the reviews, and I want to have a little bit more variety on my channel than just coding videos. So hopefully when I get back from my trip, I can spend some time on the weekend doing some reviews, getting those books off of my table and putting them on display, and then that'll be it for that, and then do some reviews later on as I get more books. But that book, oh my God, that book has been so addictive. And I know people have their opinions about King and how good of a writer he is and whatever. I personally, every book he's written that I have read have been one of those experiences of books where it's really hard to put down. You want to just keep going and going and going. And that's true with this one as well. I've found it very engaging. A story that's, very hard to stop and go off and do something else. So damn it. It's been a little distracting for me to do other things. All right. So anyway, what we're going to do is in console app 4, the mighty console app 4, is we're going to go off and do the right thing, which is to get benchmark.net referenced, because we're going to be doing, again, I'm not going to be putting this in Spackle just yet until I figure out, is this worth doing and how far do I want to go with this? Okay. So yes, I accept, install. So we'll come over here, and actually let's go here and let's do that. Okay. Testing string formats. That's good enough for now. Okay. Okay, so a public class. We want to have memory diagnos. I'm surprised they don't have that in there. I thought they did. So what we want to have is a public int, because we're going to get the length. Get string length. Do I want to call it unoptimized? Do I want to call it, just call it simplistic? I can't think of a good string data. Okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to create a bunch of strings and say, well, and we also want to say int desired length. Okay, because we want to say, here's your number. You're going to parse this eventually. Okay, and actually, no, we want to, let's do this, big integer. We're going to pass that in because we don't want to do the parsing in here. Yes, okay. And so what we're going to say here is if big integer log 10 of the value, and we want to cast that as a big integer plus big integer 1. So why is that parking? Well, yeah, I know. Oh, let's be explicit, is less than the desired length. Okay. And actually what we want to do here is say cast that to an int, and then let's just do plus 1 there. Okay. All right. And we've got all the, okay. So if the number of digits that are in big integer are less than your desired length, that's fine. Then you're just going to say return value to string length. Okay. Else, what we're going to do is say var output is going to be value to string. And then we're going to say return that. Okay, and what we want to get here is, well, first of all, now we need to think about this for a second. Okay, because we're going to have private const string ellipses. Whoops. How do you spell that? Ellipse? But it's plural. No, I can't let this go, can I? Sure. Okay. It's equal to ... Okay. And let's capture this value because we want to, well, this value, we want to capture this value. Okay. Because we want to use it later. Number of digits. There we go. Okay. So then we want to say, well, your length, let's say it's 50. Okay. And the ellipse is 3. So we want to say var characters side length is going to be the desired length minus 3, because we know it's going to be 3 with the ellipses. Okay. Now, if that's even, well, we're good, because that's basically saying, like, if I wanted 49 minus 3 is 46, well, then that would be 23 on each side. But if I have 50 minus 3, and that's going to bother me, I want to say testing string formats ellipses length. Okay. Whereas if we have 50 minus 3 is 47, now we need to make sure that we get like one extra on one side, and what side it is doesn't really matter. Okay. So this isn't the side length, this is the remaining length. Okay. Remaining length. Now, if remaining length is a mod 2 is equal to 0, then we're good. Var left side length is equal to var left side length. Chris doesn't know what that is. Var right side length. These are both equal to 0. Okay. I thought you could do that. I thought you could assign these two. Implicitly typed variables can have multiple declarators. Fine. It's equal to 0. Var right side length is equal to 0. If the remaining length is even, left side length, which is equal to right side length, which is equal to the remaining length divided by 2. That's good. Else, left side length is equal to remaining length divided by 2. And then we just say right side is equal to left side length plus 1. Because we're going to truncate that. And I think that truncates down. I don't think it rounds. I think. We're going to find out. So then here what we're going to say either way is we're going to get the output substring starting at 0 and going up to left side length. Okay. And then we're going to put in testing string formats dot. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh, we need to, yeah, okay, that. All right, now I'm do map that before I forget. Testing string formats, ellipses, and now I need to say here output dot substring, which is equal to, well, it's the left side plus the length of this and we do right side length. Kind of ugly, but I think it does the job. So let's just, no, we want to do that and that. Oh, and then we want to say what the length of that is. Okay. Fine. Why is that? Is this saying we never use this? Unnecessary assignment. What did that do? Well, it just makes them ints. Go away. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so let's think of it. If we had a number that gave us 10 digits, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger. And we said our desired length was 5. Okay, so desired length is 5. So what we're going to end up with is 5 minus 3, which is 2. Okay, so the left side length is going to end up being 1. The right side length is going to be equal to 1. Because we have 5 minus 3, which is 2. So left side and right side are the same. Okay. Now, in this case, what we do is output substring starting at 0 at left side length. So we're going to get 1, ... And now we do left side length, which is the 1 plus the ellipses length, and this is nowhere near enough. So, this actually, yeah. If we've guessed that the length of the thing is going to be 10, well, we could say it's the length that we guesstimated, the number of digits, minus the right side length. Okay, because the number of digits is 10, so we say 10 minus 1 is 9. So that's starting at 0 would be here going to that. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're basically saying we want to be at here and get 1. I think that's right. If I got the feeling this might be off by 1. But that would be okay because we'll check this. And then what we'd end up with is 0. Now let's say we do this, which is we want that except twice. Okay. So the length is 20. The desired length is 5, except we don't want that. We want the desired length is 5 minus 3. We also have to make sure that the desired length must be greater than or equal to the ellipse length plus 2, because you need a character on each side. If I say I want the desired length to be 3, you just print out ellipses. If you said 4, well, what good would that be? So you gotta say it's at least that. And if your number is 5, well, then you might as well just print out the whole thing, right? So it's less than or equal to. So if we have 5 digits and our desired length is 5, we would just print that out. But our length is 10. We want 5. So 5 minus 3 would be 2. Okay. Let's say our length is 20 and our desired length is equal to 9. Let's make it 11. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to say the remaining length is 20 minus 11, which is 9. Because the remaining length in this case is the desired length. So remaining length would be 2 in this case. Remaining length is, so the left side length is going to be the remaining length divided by 2. And we're assuming 4.5 is 4. The right side length is going to be 5. Okay. And so what we should see here is 4 on the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, 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 5 on the right, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, that's what we should see. Okay, so let's come over here, and of course, comment all this out. Okay, and let's just say var x is equal to new testing string formats. Where did I put it? Oh, in console F4, of course. Okay. Now we want to say console out right line of this big integer. No. We want to say x dot get string length simplistic big integer parse of that. Except what we want to do is say the desired length is 5. Okay. And now let's do the same thing except this. And what do we get? We want to say the length is 20, but the desired length is 11. Okay. So what do we see? Well, it prints out the length, but let's change this for a moment. Let's not make this that. We actually want to see the thing, because that would suck. Okay. Not quite. Not quite. Okay. So, yeah, my second assumption is wrong. Let's check out why. So I'm assuming here's where it gets hit. And if I do that, what are you? You're in debug. Did you? I was almost positive I said debug. Okay. So the number of digits here is 20. That's not less, so we're going to say that. Remaining length is 8. Desired length is 11 minus 3. Well, that doesn't help. I thought I said 11. 11 minus 3. Yes, because 5 minus 3 is 2. 11 minus 3 is 8. That's not what we want. So it actually did the right thing. Okay. What we want to say here is 12. Or 10, because that would give us 12 minus 3 would give us 9. Okay, so if I said here 12, what would we get? Exactly what I thought. Okay, and let's do a couple more tests here. Let's just say 10, 11, 12, 13. So, yeah, okay, that seems, again, what I really should be doing is writing unit tests around all this stuff, and I will. This is just trying to prove out the actual, kind of the other way from doing performance checks to say, do I think this is going to perform well or not? Okay, so I'm at time for this video. I'm going to record another one real quick, and we'll see if we can actually make more headway in determining which one is going to be faster and more memory efficient. Okay, so thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.